Hello, YouTube. Cubby here. We got our second to last NACL VoD today, as we had Cloud9 Challengers 3-1 Team Liquid Challengers. I was on the cast, so I think this is going to be one where I definitely have... I like watching back the VODs in which, I've already gone through them. I think it's fun. So, yeah, I'm kind of curious to go through this series. Game 2 and 4 was specifically interesting to me, so I'll mark where those are in the chapters, but yeah. That being said, here goes. All right, so we got Game 1. All right, draft. I thought this draft was pretty solid from C9. I think C9 had a very clear comp identity. They ran this for the first 3 games. And Maokai was a big problem, I think, this series. I mean, TL also, like, they took winning mid jungle, and they can play from there. This bot lane should win. And then top is, I'd say, skill matchup, but I think the way they played this ended up having a pretty big impact on the matchup. Whereas for C9, very much control when you think about these three. Slowing things down and making sure that Zeri can snowball. This is a comp where, I mean, Olaf has value if he's ahead, but he has to run on everything. It's kind of tough. Only 2 people are going to Olaf. And also, it's pretty good against Renata, who, of course, does get the most benefit off a dive. So I actually think they played around that, or drafted around that all right. I would have preferred to see the Nautilus here. Yeah, I think the point and click onto the Zeri or the Wombo is good. And it would prevent mid picks like this, which is the most common answer we see right now in the Anning. So, besides that, that's about it. I mean, you could argue for Sion, but like Sion doesn't give you enough pressure early, and you're probably getting outscaled anyway by the Veigar plus Zeri, so it's fine with the Olaf. Is what it is. But yeah. And it's playoffs, so we 1.5 times. None of this 2.5 times shit. Spend our time with the VOD. And that's how the series started. Goddamn.
Holy shit, he's hot!
Wow, Brizzy with a sub for 2 months in a row and a message. Aw, you've had to deal with me for a whole month now, and you'll have to for the rest of your life. You can't escape me. Wow. Epic. Also, shout out to our prod team. As you can see on the screen, we actually have some cameras. So you can see the players competing, so that's pretty cool. Those were nice additions for the last couple of days. In bed. I did really like Fake Out starting E here. I think it's a good matchup with the knowledge, or good knowledge of the matchup. A lot of Renekton's will start Q and solo Q, and you can just abuse them as Olaf level 1. It's pretty sick. You can abuse them with W too. Like, you can actually like, get flash out, or you can just press ghost and run at them. I mean, big part of the matchup here is like because of how this plays out, it is always going to be a 3-wave crash pretty much for Olaf if played correctly. And I think what TL does here is they have match clears, right? So both junglers are going bot to top. And what you're going to see here is that Tomio will deny the blast cone, will be spotted, and then they use the pressure from the Annie plus the Olaf to actually collapse here instead of Olaf taking a base. Like, usually Olaf really likes the base here. He gets Cole, and then he's just piss chilling. Like, you get to fight Renekton on the bounce, and then you get his TP. Because this wasn't used, I think this gives Fake God a big edge in the matchup. Now, Mir does feast off this, right? So this is a trade. Mir gets quite a bit off this. Because Mir's going to take away 2 camps, and he double crabs, and his first clear is so freaking fat this game. But this does hurt the top lane matchup. Because again, how Olaf wants to play this out is he wants to have Cole for this. Because then when you come back with Cole, you can't just brawl the Renekton. Because you will have full health, you have an item advantage on him, and you can use the Q to just like clear the wave and like at least get his TP. Because like you want to brawl with him here, like when you have item advantage, and then make sure that like he has to TP back. And so Mir crosses here to get double crab, but again, you have no TP on the Olaf, so Olaf is in a little bit of a funky spot here where he needs to have good resets because he does not have a TP. So, like, instead, Fake Guy gets the really good reset. That's not great. Because you want to get Renekton's TP earlier. So then it has to be a match from Bradley, and he just straight up loses this wave. So he's behind instead of being ahead. So, I mean, it's not like Mir doesn't feast, right? It's not like Mir's not ahead. I mean, Mir is, like, pissing right now. Or he's, like, just piss chilling. But again, this was a trade that I think really hurt the Olaf in this lane, and that becomes a big problem later. So, I mean, first drag, obviously good for TL. TL definitely has to win earlier. You're going up against Vigar Zeri. But again, Olaf is behind. And if you don't have item advantage at this point in this matchup, like, it's actually pretty chill for Renekton. That was nice. I mean, just got a cleanse for free. Good Q there from Kim. I think the cleanse was appropriate. It was pretty respectful. Okay. So this is the Herald. Zeyzal, like, kind of weird because, like, Zeyzal goes for this play where he actually does get first move, but he's being chased. So it's going to be a 3v3. And tell me how flashing in here, like, this is the area of the map where you do want to flash. It's just that Fake Out's not in range to punish. And tell me just gets one-tapped. So that was a mistake. It's a good flash from Bradley to get out. And well played. So TL does fully reset. Or fully rotate, my bad. Not reset. And this does get them the first rift. Goodbye. I mean, this is tough because, like, I mean, I don't think APA can play it here. I think it's better for APA to fog bot. Maybe they play for that control ward bot. He's hugging the right side, but that is a pretty big chunk to take. That ends up hurting pretty good. Because now he gets the overkilled. It's a nice Ignite swap from Diplex, who definitely hits that on the cheese. Well done. I just didn't calculate the damage well. I think the solution here, though, for APA, I'd be kind of curious what his thoughts are, but instead of going for plate here, because he doesn't have support, it's like this wave's in, right? He can just walk down here and link with Kim, and he can play for this and deny his Blast Cone. They see Zeyzal and Rakan. I like, maybe he's scared like Maokai shows, like he like doesn't want to leave the lane, but he does have Kim there, and Mir's on that side of the map. I think it's actually okay, especially if it goes through like the ward. So I think that's the solution. You can at least avoid getting chunked like this, and you could have played for at least that control ward. So he ends up getting killed. That hurts. That was like step one of C9 slowing down the train. So at the moment, like TL, they took winning mid jungle against any Wukong. You want to play through mid jungle to like get leads, and they're doing a decent job of that. Like early, like they got mirror stuff. They didn't really do much from there. But I like that play hurt a lot because like they were setting up for second drag, and then this play hurt up top. Again, because like Olaf didn't get ahead of like how he reset the first few waves, and because he missed a wave of XP, things got harder for the Olaf in this lane. So I think that like when you don't take TP, you just have to fully play through the Olaf. That ended up hurting pretty bad. Like Olaf, like they should have set that up. Like Mirror should have not taken those like god tier first clear to make sure Olaf was fine legitimately, which feels weird. Also, Bradley didn't get his axe there, and I feel like he should continue to auto the wave. If you're down health and you have Vamp Scepter as Olaf, just keep on autoing the wave. This is a game-changing play. So, Fake God, he hits the wave up here, which is really smart. Bradley gets too close to him, so he doesn't have to burn both these to get him. And because he gets that damage, he actually ends up killing Bradley, and Mir can't clean it up. So, he didn't have flash. That was a really big deal. Again, APA and Cam were both up here for that play. Bradley died early. It was really bad. Now the Herald goes on a bad target. As they only get it on Mir. I think because there was no flash on Renekton, they could have just burned Hostile Takeover there to get APA out and save the stopwatch. Not a big deal. But, you know, if we're getting nitpicky. Also, it is one-shot Renekton in this game, which is a big deal because of the Bork spike that he's about to hit. But also, I think it was the correct build, looking at the comps. I mean, the play was to dive, right? So I think the play is correct. I just think it was misexecuted. That's my thing. I think they're making a decent call / the right call there. It's just they didn't execute it correctly. So there's another one where they hover up. Zazel's got dragged up here too, which is fine. But Vigar gets to hit this wave first. It's big. And this was bad. We'll wait for the replay for this because this was poorly played. But you're fighting Renekton on Bork. He's really strong on Bork. And they get just shit on for it. So. Yeah, so, like, issue here. If you're going to fight this as Olaf, you got to pipe. You just got to pop ult right when you get stunned. And you can just start to try and turn it around, right? Like, he throws the first axe deep. And I don't know if that one misses or not, but either way, it was poor. So, like, right now, I mean, the scoreboard's pretty doomed. Like, if you look at the solo laners here for C9, it's pretty damn good. Mir wasn't able to get his lead going elsewhere. I don't think that's, like, necessarily, like, all the fault of Mir. Like, APA and Bradley both fucked up their lanes a little bit, so. This was a good move, though, from TL. Like, they stopped the push. They dropped the dragon. They catch the waves, and they got a couple tools out of C9. I was fine with this. I didn't love the ult on the Rakan there. It's Rakan. Throw a Q. That's a tool you don't have for Dragon anymore. But because of that, I mean, TL, they did force C9 to not only back off, but also see control over the Dragon, which is fine. Right, they do drop a turret for this. Diplex gets Omega fed for this, right? But I think TL's still in a pretty tough game / tough game state right now. And they did at least get the Dragon. Yeah. I really like the punish from C9. Again, this game to me is like pretty over right here. Oh my god. Kim just got melted. They at least got flash out of Diplex, but like Mirror gets one shot for it. Again, like at this point, this game's so bad for TL. Like this is go next scenario, and they actually play this game out until like 35 minutes, which is pretty wild. I actually found winning angles later. Winning angles. Ugh. I've been talking all day. What the fork?
Timing could be great, but like you said, Cummy, with the amount of timing could
Hey,
be great.
Rocket
Like
Saga, thanks for the follow, man. How's it going?
The amount of timing could be great, but like you said, Cummy, with the amount of
this, yeah, there's not much to talk about here. This game gets interesting though, I swear. Like I don't know how TL actually played their way back into this game, but they did. All right. Well, Kim dies for the sins of the attempted play for TL here. I mean, again, TL, like, they have to find ways to try and play their way back in. It's so hard against Malachi Vigar. I think C9 comp was... Like, once they turn things around in mid-game, it gets so hard again. So, it wasn't enough to at least pull off. That was good. But... because they got TL to play this far up, it guarantees control over the drag because they hit mid-wave, so it's fine. It's all good from C9. I love that. Okay, I actually love this play from Zeyzal. This is like a really small thing. This is such a good play from Zeyzal, though. Like, just trade up and flashes, you know? Like, think of, like, your comp. Like, you have Malachi ult, you have Vigar, you have a Prowler's Claw Renekton. Taking a flash away from Annie for your own is so worth it. If you're fucking Rakan. It's a little thing, but I really like, you know, it's so easy to just trade flash for flash, right? So it was really well done. Alright, so another drag for C9. And then we get one fight that gets real funky here that TL actually pick up. This is Fake God just being Thanos. And they pulled both sums from Arrow. I mean, this was Fake God's game, really. Alright, so they force TL back in the mid. Arrow heals off wave. And that's what gets C9 the attempted Baron. This is where things go south. All right, so we got Baron low. Arrow's back at full. And the issue here is that Mirror gets, like, pretty insane angle. So Mirror's going to end up over here. And I think part of it is... I think Tomio should send Maokai ult, so, like, the edge of it's, like, up here. So I think Mao ult, like, these should be, like, the goalposts, right? So you're going to send it that way. But also, like, Cage ends up going down early. And I think the Cage is fine. But Mirror just gets around it. And he gets around Zazel. Oh, wait. No, this wasn't it. My bad. This wasn't Thanos' fight. This is good. Mirror gets out here. But this was good. My bad. I was thinking about the fight later. Ha. That was good from C9. It was fun. I mean, it's pretty decent setup still. Oh, yeah. Just Maokai ult down. Zazel marked Mirror, though. That's key. We will look for that later. Ha, 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 ha. Yeah, that's right. This fight happened first. Arrow goes red-white and pause. All right, so again, Maokai ult is used just to get the turret. I think that C9 probably should drop this and spend their gold, given how long they've been on the map for. And the fact that Maokai ult's down. Like, I feel like if you're going to burn that, like, you should at least switch lanes. But Lost is really far up. He gets pretty much one-tapped. Yeah, Lost is way too far up here. And Zazel ult hits no one. It's like Zazel get knocked up here. I think Zazel has to try and find Arrow. Just, like, go take Arrow and make sure he can stop DPSing. So I do think it's a little bit of a mistake from Zazel. And then he gets caught up by APA in the stun. And he goes down because Arrow's just blowing people away during all this. Look at the DPS Arrow's putting out. It's pretty good. Yeah, so I think Arrow's guns, and then Zazel needs to go on Arrow here. Arrow's down both sums. I think if Arrow is able to, like, stop DPSs here, it's a lot more playable than what it ended up being. But Zazel goes to snap engage on the APA and doesn't hit it. APA gets stun off, so I think another reason again to go on Arrow. All right, so 2K gold went over to TL in terms of, like, the swing from that. And he's still pretty far behind compared to Diplex. So they cannot look at Renekton, but they can look at the Dragons. So, again, good lane assignments here from C9. You just cannot make plays on Renekton. It is a squishy build of Renekton, but, like, there's a GA, and Fake I get out of there nice. So, definitely something worth saving. And C9 just continues to play 3 lanes. This game is pretty... We are at the slow point of the game. Baron's about to be up, though. I do think at this point they should have swapped Fake Out and Diplex. They rotated Diplex over to play 4-1 and catches a wave high. I'm okay with that, but I think you can/should put Fake Out bot at this point. Because, like, Bradley can't match. You don't have TP. I know that, like, they don't have that turret up, but they have inhibitor. Looks like... Alright, so we start the Baron. And I thought the setup was fine for C9, but they let Mirror sneak down in the round. So they don't mark Mirror at all. And this ends up being a big problem. So I think the issue with this setup is they needed the ward here. Like, they needed something behind them. Because since, like, they did catch this wave. They caught the last wave high and then this one on time. But TL's at least able to respond. They don't have any ward here. They have the outer turret, but you can still sneak through here. So they just need, like, they needed some form of ward below. And it gives Mirror this, like, really god tier flank. So yeah, Nada. So again, like, yeah. How does... And Lost is just losing health because Tomio pulls off the Baron. So Tomio needs to stay on here. You can't afford for your marksman to lose half health to Baron. And then the axe hits. Lost gets pooped on. Fake God comes in around the side. It's a nice berserk. Arrow flashes to avoid Fake God because Fake God can just one-shot him. As Fake God does actually legitimately just pretty much one-tap Danny. But it's a fucking wipe. Also, check out this Renata ult from Kim. This is so good, actually. What? So watch this. So he's firing it off now, like, to do it, like, with the buffer. It gets lucky. I think, so he gets a little bit lucky. But right as Stasis comes out, it's a knock-up. I think that Lost got hostile takeover. It was close. Ended up being really good. Like, TL just gets the dream wipe. Lost was low from Baron. He gets one tap. They clean up everyone, and then they get the Baron themselves. It's pretty wild. They also got a GA out of him. This was a crazy point of the game. This game went from being, like, really boring to, like, holy shit, what a throw. C9 has no wards on this side of the jungle. Just nothing to watch Mirror. And Mirror actually 1v9s it. Whoops. I'm at that button. Yeah, I mean, Mao can't leave the pit here. Because, like, oh, I can't see it in the replay. It does put them in a bad spot, but, like, I think this is the first mistake, right? Because Tomio's not tanking anymore. And yeah, Zarya's lifesteal, but look, like, that gets lost to half. Like, he's legit half health after an Olaf Q. And yeah, I think, like, Zarya can play a little bit closer here. So it's a little bit, like, stronger of a group. And she has that wall to get over. So, like, this isn't the perfect positioning from Lost, but also he is playing with no info. I have enough confidence for if a player can see Mirror wrapping around, they would make the right decision and actually, like, go back to the pit. So. What's a big round R from Kimmy? So it's a wipe and a Baron. And all of a sudden, TL is much back. Mr. Epics didn't watch today because Hoon wasn't playing. When do I watch again? Tomorrow because Hoon's playing. It is indeed Hoonin time tomorrow when the games start. Alright. So this game got weird all of a sudden. Because now TL like needs this dragon. I mean, it is Chemtech Soul. Chemtech Soul kind of sucks. Hell yes. Wynn's been really good this tournament. He's got the highest gold diff at 15 in the league, actually. He's at 1K in the tournament, I should say, not the league. All right, so again, Mir gets kind of a nice flank, and it's a pretty good chunk because it's good guns from Arrow. Now, this is correct from C9. I do think that Fake God needs to mark. Him or Zazel needs to mark, and I think it should be Fake God for me. But Mir just absolutely fucking jukes Tomio, and they get the dragon for free. Man. Yeah, so I mean, like TL, like that's their 4th turret they just took. They had a lot of standing gold in the map, and all of a sudden it's an even gold game. Again, I still favor C9's comp and draft at this stage of the game, but this game is like pretty wild. Like the fact TL was able to come back from 8.5K gold down is really crazy. All right, so Fake Guy gets top wave in deep, and then C9 gets out. It's fine. So TL drops that. Not ideal, as now they're responding to it late, and then they have to seed the rest to do that. So good play from Fake Guy, who again, like he is the strongest player in this game. Well, I maybe not anymore, but he was like he's the big part of the reason this game has been so good and so easy for the most part for C9. All right, this is how the game ends. Jesus Christ. So, like, as the dragon, we're 40 seconds away from this dragon. TL walk through topside. They think they can sneak it. They see everyone in the mid wave. They don't kill the control board. Like, they are spotted now, and they just hit it. So it's red, white, Aphelios. They do melt the shit out of this. But there's no flank from here. And they get the Baron, but it's a bad fight. Now, I do think maybe Arrow could flash, like, over here. And that could set up things a tad bit better. But either way, it'd be bad. Like, he had to react, cleanse, flash, and stopwatch. And he does as much as he can. But, like, he's just stuck in the pit. And everyone gets blasted. This fight was so fast. Sorry. I want to see a couple things. So nice insta cleanse from both Lost and Diplex to get out of hostile takeover. That was big. And then, yeah, Fake Guy just one-taps him, motherfucker. And that's GG's. That was game 1. So, well done. I mean, I thought it was it should have been a much cleaner game from C9. Like, they did fumble the bag there, but it was an interesting game for sure. Okay, game 2. Whoop. All right. Okay, so this game for me, very self-sufficient solo laners again for TL. And like later stages of the game, like LB. I think that Wiss, I like Wiss and LB. I do think that LB though, like you can play sides against Wiss. Yes, you can get attacked and focused, but also if you just play at chain range, it's fine. And I think that LB like has ways to get out / win this matchup. And then Gnar, like minion the Scion later in the game, you just chunk him out little by little. It's still the same core for C9 too, which is fine. Similar core for TL, but this time they have Vi plus Lissandra, and into this, that feels pretty good, and even into this, that feels good. You should be able to get a dive or two off on Gnar. Or it's a play you can make with this duo, especially early if he's minning. So I didn't mind each draft. Again, I would slightly favor C9's just a little. I think that LB, the changes actually really helped her, particularly in the list matchup, because you can somewhat. It's easier to farm early with the changes to Q. And they gave her a tad bit of damage. And I think the matchup's playable. I do think it's playable. Don't want to go to London. Especially APA 1 comment, which I was surprised about this game, honestly. In 1,000 years, we'll kill each other. Don't wanna go to London. Don't wanna go to London. Don't wanna go to London. All right, so we have mirrored clears this time. I was surprised that Tomio worked towards top, as I get wanting to protect Gnar from dives. They're actually trying to protect their bot from a 3-wave here too with this clear, I guess. So Tomio does drop a late ward in case there's a dive later. Maybe that's why he starts here. I'm not exactly sure. Because again, I would just think like AoE camp, top to bot. Maybe they just want to make sure they had a ward on this timer. It does delay. I don't think it sets the map up the best though for C9. Especially because if you start top on red side at the you are in better position to take early drag, which I don't think is exactly in the cards for C9, but with Maokai you can at least poke a little bit. All right. I mean, it's shove bot for the. Oh yeah, this is bad from APA. This is really bad from APA. While Tomio is twisted advancing, I think if APA flashes here, then the Maokai does. And there's a pretty good window for him to flash here. As he drags him on the tower and mirrors here. So this is bad. It was a really nice cue from Tomio, but APA needs to flash there. It's a freebie. So again, that's really good for LB. I favor what's in the matchup. You can keep LB under tower early, but I do think the matchup is playable for LB because you can play at chain range, and Wiz can't super interact with you. As Mir is kind of hiding here for bot dive, there's a little bit of skirmish, and then nothing comes of it. All right, first break or first drag went over to TL, and that's the Vice special. Mir skipping over the couple bot side camps he had to make sure that he's the Herald in time. And I really did like this rotation from TL. I think it's a good understanding of Sion, by the way. Just like swapping lanes here, because with Gnar having TP down, you can always make sure that Sion is like able to answer the play as like a 4.5 E4. If you just like ults up the river. So I thought this was actually really smart from TL. They were ahead in the play. So they get the wave in, they hit the rift, and then Sion got that wave in bot, and he's up here too. So it's pretty unplayable here for C9. Really good map movement by TL. I like this a lot from them. It's really strong. If Kim has 6 there, they can go for that. This is really good too from Telmio. He sneaks in here and obliterates Kim. Again, keep in mind like these. Actually, I said on the cast that like it was mirrored clears, so they might think that Tomio's on the bot side here because they gave up the rift. But Tomio should be top of this time. He skipped over a couple camps, but I mean Tomio's missing. When was the last time Tomio was spotted here? Oh, okay, they know Tomio's on this side of the map. Yeah, this is a noob stun from TL. That's my bad. It's a minute later. Krugs are about to spawn. Okay, it's not that bad. It's a good play from Tomio either way. It was a nice response. I love this too from Mir. So they just burned 3 ults to make that play, right? So Mir, being the fucking Chad that he is, just says, okay, I'll just take a 2v3. He fucking flashes in and melts Tomio. It's hilarious. Bradley was here. Not much to do, but if you were to do. I think I gets a couple points from this. You anymore. All right. That's just good from here. Yeah, Kim's caught, but the response here from Mir is good. Like, it's really good. It's like they did burn quite a bit for this. And then because Arrow has Gravitum and double buffs, he's dead. And they get Herald play off. So, I mean, it's gold into Aphelios, which is good. And they trade support for support, but they get Herald play. So, it was a good response from Mir. I like this a lot. This is again, good from TL. TL, it's not like TL didn't play the early games well, right? Like, they do draft for early game. I think TL makes good plays. It's just that there were a couple overextensions that really hurt them in the series. Just a few. They make one in this game shortly. It's on second Herald. I'm pretty sure it's second Herald. Okay, so it's mid power play. Dipbox is on a reset. Dipbox was under tower from the Scion, and they also got bot in deep, so it's really good dragon setup here for TL. And I really love this turn from TL too. I think it's just a good understanding of Scion. So, like, yeah, it's Maokai open. No one can follow up. And Somio's just way out of position here. And it's just press R as Scion and walk forward. And they completely just make sure they fight on one side. They only get Tomio. They go cut off Diplex. That's really good. And then they're going to hit mid. Get a couple more points for points despawn. And it's a really solid early game again from TL. TL's playing this game really well right now. TL is definitely drafted for early game, you know. Definitely no doubt about that. I love this play too. I just flashed from arrow to kill loss. Poggers. They had no sums. That's a freebie. With the Vi. I like that a lot. Here's where things get funky though. So Bradley TP's bot to make sure that Gnar can't hit this. That gives Fake God TP advantage. They just made a play mid. Now they're going to shift into top. You missed the Rocco Taco? Yeah, I'm sorry. All right, were the lads too busy playing putt-putt in the Discord? Was that it? No. Oh, sorry. That's unfortunate. Went donut. All right. So Bradley comes up to help with this second rift. He's going to drop another bot wave for this. Like, arrows on reset. So this guarantees they do get the rift because they're about to hit. They clear mid and then they're hitting top wave right now. It doesn't mean that they sack bot. So again, like Bradley is a sign like you do want a group to make plays like this. This is not the worst thing in the world. But once Bradley shows bot, then C9 makes a really good play here. So Bradley's on reset. TL's like, all right, we're going to drop this right now and see if we can get two because C9 was in the middle of resetting themselves. But they just hard commit because TL's trying to clear out this wave. Mirror's deep. And they get a 5v4 and Fake Out's mega and he hits a big one. This is really, really good from C9. And an error from Bradley. I think if they want to go for this play, unironically, Bradley has to stay for this. Like, someone's got to stay for this next mid wave. And I think it should be APA. Oh, he doesn't have TP either. Yeah, this just isn't a play for TL. How long has TL been on the map for? No. Split reset? No, they just reset. Alright, you want to go for this? Just keep Bradley mid. I don't know. Honestly, given TP advantage, I don't think this is a play. I think it's a really good play for C9. Like, the fight's lost right here. Like, this fight's so fucking lost. Nice mega from Fake God. It is a good ult. TL only loses 2, which is frankly a miracle. Oh, yeah, that setup was so good from C9. Wow, Dipbox just TP'd for that. We're a minute before drag. That was interesting. I don't like that TP from Diplex, actually. Like, you're not going to get chunked in this game as the Blanc, but you never know. I'd rather save it for drag. You need drag. It's the third drag. Yeah, I didn't get anything for that besides getting that wave in. Alright, so TL's going to play through mid with Sion linking through bot after he catches this wave. Yeah, this is weird too. Because, like, Bradley's, like, on this wave again. And TL just, like, sends it. I mean, I think that, like, they can kind of kill Lost. Or they can catch Lost. Like, this isn't... Like, just take that, right? It's like, alright, we got both Lost sums. I know this ult's big, but they can't follow up. Because everyone flashes on Arrow, who has got no sums himself. Hostile takeover, you might be able to argue, is a bit weight. Like, maybe if Kimmy throws out hostile takeover, like, here, right now, and let's, like, you know, here, maybe it's playable, because you could look for chain on Lost with Vialt and protect Arrow with the hostile takeover. I think that's the only way it's playable. It's like, he goes for the react one, and then by the time it gets here, like, Arrow's dead. So I think that's the only way. I think Kimmy needs to throw out ult to try and chain with Vi. So maybe TL just, like, didn't execute this correctly and it was actually a winning play. It's still a 4v5 either way, right? Because Bradley gets hero weight. And he ulted all the way from bot lane, so he just, like, cruises into death. And TL chuck their lead. And they win this game. So, you know, Challengers League. Woo. Let's go. I will say TL doesn't have this in, like, a this is one or, like, we're winning state, but it's pretty good for TL.
Timing could be great.
TL does win this. I'm surprised. I called the game done and dusted on broadcast. I did.
Like you said,
it gets worse.
The amount of
thanks to the follow, Shadow Balls.
But like you said, with the amount of...
I called the other game done and dusted in favor of C9 and they did win it, but it got nerve-wracking. That's Challengers League, baby.
Holy shit, he's hot!
Hey, thanks, Sneezes. Not necessary, but appreciated. Missed these games. Heard they were bangers. I thought game 2 and 4 were fun. Game 3 was okay. Yeah, it was a bit of back and forth for all. Alright, so this drag is probably going to be pretty hard already for TL. I mean, the issue at this point, Gnar has cleavers, so, like, side lane's so good now for Gnar into Sion. You can't really contest side anymore, and LeBlanc can win side as well, and has Banshees, so it's really tough to make play. So C9 just gets to stretch the map here and gets to chip away at these turrets, which is really good for them. I can't keep it all together. TL? Oh, yeah, it's the front to back. They just can't win. I mean, like, this is like... Yeah, Sion, like, it's chunked a bit, but, like... Oh, this list build just doesn't have a lot of DPS for me. AP gets rooted. He couldn't do too much in here. I guess charmed up. Really well played by Zazel. He does this right as list lands. Or no, my bad. Yeah, like, he charms, like, the back half of list. So, like, watch this. APA is going to throw himself in there. He gets charmed. And Mir dies. And Arrow's just not hitting enough. Like, he only hits Tomio and Fake God. And then when Lost flashes in, they don't have anything for Lost. It's like Arrow's stacked up on Chakrams. He's going to auto Gnar a little bit here. But, yeah, you kind of get spaced. And Tomio just flashes in and wraps him up. He's got to cleanse to make sure he doesn't get cubed backwards. So... And, yeah, it's pretty sound wind here for C9. They just front to back a little bit better. I think the chunk on the Sion was big, and then also the Zazel follow-up, just making sure that fight was narrow was really good. Narrow isn't like, they didn't go like too deep, like too front to back. I thought it was well played. I'd like to once again emphasize that this game is won by Team Liquid. So picture in picture, Dragon does go over to the TL. That ends up being all right. So again, like at this point of the game, C9 can stretch map really well. Just with Gnar LeBlanc, like I think like with how far ahead LB is and the Banshees, it's really hard to make plays on LB in the side. And like as long as Gnar's mini, you can just win against Sion. Like you're fine. You have Cleaver. It's pretty sweet. All right. I mean, C9, yeah, they have bot in so deep. And with Baron, makes it pretty easy. It's a nice chunk from Diplex on the APA. Really nice catch on the chain there from APA. It would have killed Arrow, so good catch against Diplex. That was really nice. But just getting suffocated out. Sorry. Why don't I have Diplox just go top here? I stay on a map really to support it. I think that Zeyzal could, like, they could 2-2-1 though for this wave. Lost can catch, and then they could just, like, they have next top wave high. Diplox could rotate back over. He's the Blanc. I think C9 would advance game state a little bit more if they actually had Diplox on that wave. Because instead they just kind of jerk around here. And Gnar doesn't need help, in my opinion. Then again, all right, is this the play? Yeah, this is the play. This is the play. All right, this was this was clever from TL. This is a decent attempt for TL. Like TL's down 7.5k gold again, right? APA going for this was curious. They made it work. Like they at least get Mega and they get Fake God out, and they did force his flash. So while this is going on, Baron's at half, and it is double TP. So Fake God's got a base, he's going to be a mini, and they have a 5v3 at the start of this fight. This gets really weird. I mean, APA has to burn Zanya's plus ult, self-ult, which isn't the best. But the way they played out this fight was okay. Because again, Fake God TP'd and like he's at half. Zeyzal is about to hit a 4-man banger, by the way. Which is pretty huge. And I don't think Kim's got a great ult. Yeah, Zeyzal flashes over. It was big. So, I mean, this was really thick from Zeyzal. But they do get on Lost. Lost had the flash away, so Arrow does go down. And it is a win for C9, but TL, like, they get a 3 for 3. Which really isn't that bad. Or no, that's right. Okay, never mind. Never mind, that was a different fight. 2 for 4. They took all the sums away. This is an okay idea, though, from TL. Like, the fact they actually found a state where, like, they have a fight that looks like this, given the fact they're down 7.5k gold. Like, it's a decent fight here, you know? I know Zeyzal, it's a big one. I think Kim needs to save Q. I think he's got to save Q for Zeyzal here. So, like, Kim has Q out right now. I think Kim's a little bit more patient. I think his job is to stop Zeyzal, and that's the one chance they have at, like, making this work, right? And then that doesn't happen. They get wiped. Like, Fake Out doesn't do anything in the fight until now. This is literally Fake Out's first damage, right? Alright, so off this C9, they get right back on the map, and they go straight back to Baron. Alright, this was bad from Diplex. And good from C9. Or, TL. Like, Dragon's up. Like, Diplex going for this was just not necessary. Like, he just needs to hit wave and retreat. And he doesn't even have to hit wave, you know? They can just play for the drag. Like, they are denying soul from TL. So, Diplex gives away some free gold there. That was an oops, for sure. And that's not the call or the play here from C9. Bradley Farkin sends it, and then they find Tommy on the back half, actually. So, that was a big deal. Like, they get 2 kills and, like, some free time on the map just to come back. That was really big for TL. Oh, I love the beat of the song. I see the fire in your eyes. All right, so again, fake out. I mean, every wave that we've seen fake out hit, he just has so deep. He built anathemas, so why the fuck not? And they're just trying to lock up Aphelios at this point. Bradley does wall pamp, but it's a pretty sick TP from APA, and they one-shot fake out off it. So yeah, I really like what TL has done. Like, yeah, fake out like has these waves in deep, but that was a really good solution there from TL, though I try and bounce back. And like, this is what you have to do against 3 lanes, right? Yeah, you just have to make plays. Oh, yeah, this is weird. This is weird. All right, hold on. How did this... So, they're going for Fake God again. I feel like TL's like, all right, if we just pick Fake God all the time, we're fine. But Fake God... So, we have Soul coming up, right? So, they're going to force Fake God out. But they're also, like, obviously it's Dragon, right? Soul for each team. Ocean Soul is kind of a state of mind, in my opinion. It's a little bit more valuable for TL, given that C9 does have the LeBlanc. But they double TP top in a game state where there's no fucking way they're going to end. And because TPs are still up for TL, they can base and actually respond to this. So they're forced to hit the Baron, and then TL just gets Soul for free. I felt like this call was really weird from C9. I do think that LeBlanc, there is a chance that, like, LB does kind of have to TP out, but it's not even, like, that bad. But, like, by doing this, they completely sack Soul. And I feel like Soul is playable at this point, just TL can play through bot, and you can just play through... Like, you could link Gnar and LB later. But instead, they fully commit to going to the Baron. So we have a trade, right? So it's Baron for Ocean Soul, and whenever that happens, it's kind of like, all right, how much can you get off the Baron, right? So you're definitely going to get 2 inhibitor turrets, because they're just low. But, I mean, you gave TL Ocean Soul when you have LeBlanc. That makes LeBlanc so much worse. Again, I don't think Ocean Soul is, like, too terribly strong. They're much stronger souls. I think the power of Ocean Soul is actually over-exaggerated. In a straight-up fight, it doesn't have that big of an impact, right? Especially in the later stages of the game where, like, your carries are doing so much damage. But I do think this game, being able to be, like, I mean, Zeri W, Maokai Saplings, and LeBlanc, Ocean Soul matters a lot against all those, right? Not to mention Scion on the side against Gnar. All right, Kimmy shooting the flash here. I'm okay with support trade. I think it's fine. He did take a Baron off, and then Bradley goes over and has an oops. Yeah, we don't talk about it. Actual healing is pretty absurd though. So they're down a man. C9 resets. Play out 2 lanes. Definitely gonna drop that. Yeah. Sacrifice all of the night. I to solidify. I just want to sacrifice. Okay. The game ends here. Ditbucks needs to base after this wave. Like, C9 paid so little respect to this. Like, the game literally just ends off this play. Like, there needs to be a TP here, you know? Also, everyone got around Maokai ult. Because Mirror buffers it. And Arrow and Kim actually completely got through it too. So like Mirror and APA play this really well, right? Because they perfectly stack Hostile Takeover. APA finds a fatty ult. Mirror gets on Zeri. And then again, Hostile Takeover lands. Wait, Lost just didn't cleanse flash. Like he's airborne here. He's got a cleanse flash here. Why did he cleanse flash? Wow, Lost didn't cleanse flash that? I missed that in the broadcast. That's bad. That's really bad, actually. Okay. Well, that's one way to lose the game. I mean, it was a nice chain engage from TL, but still. That's too bad. I mean, Ditbucks and Lost just kind of got caught sleeping, I guess. And, like, the game just ended there, right? Because now Ditbucks is 0 late. And there's just no damage. Zero's off map. It's bad. So, yeah, that's how TL pulled off the heist of the century. Down 4K gold. W. Even series. I was a little frustrated. All right. Game 3. This game... Oh, yeah, this is the Thanos draft. This game, I felt like this draft was really unwinnable for TL. Swain into these 4 champions is way too good. Like, the Rawise Rush, you fuck him, you fuck him. These two have to jump in. Swain is... Unless you're, like, get ahead really early, I had enough where you can blow up Swain. This game's hard. And also, this slows down the game. This is consistent. Yeah. I mean, you can win mid-jungle here. But I think Leo is, like, not the answer here. I think the only other option here is that you could just slam Sion or Cassante, and then you could 5-pick support, but since support's showing, I guess you do have to support. I think the not ban was really smart from C9. I'll give C9 credit for that. I mean, the other good matchup is Renata, and then if not, then you're looking at something like a Thresh. And I don't think you want Thresh in the Zeri Maokai. Thresh sounds like shit there. Braum gets fucked down by Rakan. I'm not like you're playing Draven too, so like you have to go like Lulu or some shit. I think the only answer is like you just grab a different marksman. It's like other marksmen like you can play into the Zeri. I don't know. Like Kate doesn't feel great, you know. Hey, what can you play here? There are 5 marksmen taken off the table, and that was the first pick marksman. Maybe I don't advocate for Ezreal against Zeri. I don't. Hold on. Can I sort? I really don't know like what marksman you play here. You just like run. You like run Kaisa, unironically. It could be worse. I don't know. It's hard. Out of time. Time. Trist? I don't know. I thought this game was like impossible for Draven to play out though. So it was a good draft. Really good draft from C9. I thought this game was hard for TL. Like, Gwen can win. I would have rather seen Fiora this game, honestly. Like, I like Bradley's Gwen, but I do think this game's like so unwinnable in the grouping that you just need Fiora. And Fiora is good in like the champs that are showing. Because, like, if I'm looking at, like, those 5 champs, like, having a Rywise rush Swain against a team that has to dive and, like, 2 mobile carries, it's pretty bad. It's definitely where I, doesn't feel good. All right. So it's full clear from Mir, but like I think the difference this time. So remember the other game it was Wukong into Maokai? It was match clear, and then Wukong was able to invade in game 1 because it was a red side. Like Wukong was red side, and Wukong invaded over here, right where Mao was matched. This time it's mirrored. That set up a lot better for Maokai. I was kind of surprised that it was mirrored again. I think Gwen can get those 3 waves in and then reset. I said it was gonna be a call. It was an Aptone. That's fine on the broadcast, but I think this did allow Maokai to get out, and also we're pathing away from the Draven, which I thought was a little bit surprising. So I guess a good clear for Wukong, but yeah, I thought this bait from APA was okay. It's like APA had to throw stun here, and if Ditbox does walk up any further, he does die. So I like that from here, and we just got the wave in. So. Unfortunately, Leona is not really a champion right now. Source, I love Leona. I don't think Leona's good right now. I guess an old matchup, and it's good in the Rakan. I know that Cam is a good Leona player. I think Draven Leona was like, again, because so many bot lanes were banned out, they're kind of forced/shoehorn into this. I mean, good news is that they do get the first dragon, but Arrow didn't drop away for it. I that's like the worst thing in the world, but it does get a worse reset for it, which just hurt TL a little bit. So, and Mir gets caught out here. It was a really good setup from Zeyzal. So, like, while this is going on, you can see Tomio is like, again, it's mirrored clears so far. So Tomio takes enemy wraps I mean, like, his wrap spawn, similar time. Or his wraps are up, because his camp's respawning this way. And Zeyzal just reads it. And this is part of because the bot wave was dropped. This is a really good play from Zeyzal and C9. I really like that play. It was really well done. Oh my god. Fake God goes sicko mode here. This was really, really well played by Fake God. He hits everything. And we're going to ignore the next play from Fake God. Again, this is good from Fake God. Because he gets the double. Is there a world where he gets to weave in an extra auto? Because he's in Viz right now. I think maybe if he was able to get an auto here, it actually hits. He still goes for the all-in, and it just misses. If he gets that auto attack, he does live through this turret because of the plus 20 gold, that rune triumph. There it is. I think it was that shot, personally, if he does get the kill, but it was off. That was pretty big for the side of TL, but again, this draft, I think, is just so unplayable for TL. All right. Points drop mid for Herald. Again, like, the game is already in good shape for C9. All C9 has to do is just make sure Swain doesn't fall behind. In my opinion, this game. Like, if Swain just lives through the initial burst of TL, like, Swain is way too good in this draft. He's going to be hitting, like, at least 3 people at all times. Or 2 people at all times, and you're against 2 mobile carries in the backline. I personally thought that it wasn't going to be a Swain. I thought Zipux was going to go for something like Ori here. I thought Ori would have been good, but... Oh, yeah. I mean, Swain does fall behind in this game, too. Like, the build that Swain goes, like, getting the G-Belt early, I mean... You aren't doing the most damage in the world. Alright, Mir waits around for this wave, and Fake God decides to stay, which kills him. He almost backed, man. He doesn't have TP coming up for a couple more seconds, so he stayed for this wave and got fucked on for it. And his TP's up now. So that is a saving grace here for TL, and they get first brick for Bradley, which is big. They'll trade Dragon for first brick on Bradley. I do think it's fun. I do think that's fun. But all this is going on, I mean, bot's still what it is. Hey, what's up, APA? I started earlier today. I got to set up for tonight and still prep for tomorrow. But good season, man. Congrats on top 3. I know you guys wanted to go to finals, but yeah. I didn't realize in that last fight and the last game, Lost just did not flash or cleanse with your guys engage. I just realized that in the VOD review. Oh, he won Pummel Party? Great game. That is a good way to start the offseason, you know, some team Pummel Party for sure. All right, so APA greeds for point here, and they actually bait pretty well. I mean, this is I will say this is risky, right? Because both teams are on a reset. I did actually want to see. Oh, okay, it is Kim who resets first. I guess TL's bot lane does know they're going to be first at the party most likely, and then Mirror's in the area. So I guess I'm okay with this bait then. Yeah, I know your team's around. It's just like the other team was around too, but since you guys reset first, it's fine. Draven doesn't get the stacks is a tad bummer, but it was still a nice play. So that was nice. Yeah. Their team's there first. It's good bait. But now Swain has Rylai's, and Swain is indeed Thanos in this game. This line assignment, though, right now is pretty good for Bradley and TL. I think Gwen is definitely more playable in this win at this point. I mean, Dipux can at least hold the Gwen a little bit better, but they could make a blind this win if they have to send 3 though. Or the problem with Swain is like you can't send 3 with like just the honor. Like you have to send like a Draven. You have to send damage for Swain. You can't just send CC. Like Gwen has damage, but not enough at this point probably. All right, this is where TL lost the game. So like we take Herald as TL. That means that Dragon's sacked, and I think that given the control of the map, like that's okay at this point. So they did play for red on Draven, and Bradley didn't go bot. He went top, but then they stay for mid because they feel like the Dragon was a little bit slow. So I thought TL could get 2 crashes here. I think the big thing in this fight, I really like how Fake God, like the out here for TL is to go connect with Bradley, right? If they want to go connect. But I really liked how Fake God and Zeyzal position themselves. Like once TL doesn't get through this choke, I think this fight's lost. And because like Maokai just obliterates him. And it's a nice combo from Zeyzal. Not to mention Dipux as well. And again, Dipux goes untouched in the fight. If Swain doesn't die, first he runs the game. And that was a really big play here for the side of C9. And this game gets really hard from here. Because like the only point of power on the map here is Bradley now. Yeah, I mean, that fight's the wipe once Maokai presses R. It is. So now this game gets really hard. And I thought this is the best draft, I think, for C9 of the series. I thought the last game was really interesting. There's like 2 different comps going up against each other. I thought each team played all right in the last game, but I think this game was like really unplayable for TL from this point. Because also, like, Dipux was kind of behind at that point. Not like uber behind, but like, you know, I was like down a couple waves. With like just a allies, he gets the Andres now super fast and it just becomes super valuable. So Yeah.
Timing could be great, but like you said, Cummy,
Hey,
with the
Dale
amount
Gribble.
of timing
Thanks
could
for
be
the
great,
follow.
but like you said, Cummy, with the
Appreciate
amount of timing could be great, but like you said, Cummy, with the amount of holy shit, he's hot.
Oh, a sub too. Wow. Thank you, Dale Gribble. Not necessary, but appreciate it, man. We've been enjoying these VOD reviews. We got another one tomorrow. We're not going to do another VOD review after tomorrow. Frankly, it's the end of my split, and I really want to have a celebratory drink with the people I work with. So, we're going to do that. But I will VOD review on Monday. I won't promise Monday, but yeah, we'll try and do Monday. You get to meet Fan tomorrow? No fucking way. Wait, Fan's in town? All right, first off, you guys better take a pic. I want to see it. Second off, how long's Fan in here for? I'm around. I want to see Fan. Oh, shit. Yo, keep me posted, man. I would love to see Fan. If you guys want someone to crash for food, or... Yeah. Let me ping you guys. Hold on. There's shit going on. Okay, I think the big... real quick. All right. Again, I think these fights are hard for TL. I really like the engage the C9 had on the APA. I think it was really good. Neutralizing the Annie.
But like you said,
hey,
Cummy,
what's up, King?
with the amount of
Thank you for the follow.
timing could be great, but like you said, Cummy, with the
Good to see ya.
amount of timing could be great, but like you said, Cummy, with the amount of
All right. Yeah, I think the engage on APA was good. I think APA walks too far up here. Yeah, that's pretty far up. Because he's going to eat Empowered Sapling now, and in the swing. He gets rooted by Maokai, because Maokai is fun. And the big part about this fight for me is that Bradley has a really good TP here. Like, this TP would be really big for Bradley. But it gets canceled by Kasante. And, yeah, so you guys can... let me... Here, right here. Picture in picture. It is really good from Fake God. Because again, I think if Gwen lands here in like a couple seconds, it's fightable with like how big Gwen is, and then Fake God would be late to the party. But the fact that Fake God cancels that again is a really, really, really big play. Because I think Gwen, like at this point, the only thing that's like a huge threat to Gwen is this, and then if Swain can like live, but Gwen's down like now as Swain comes out of Zanya's, and I think Gwen can actually clear. I don't know if Gwen can like clear, but it's close, you know. Fake Out dies. He burns Flash over one of the Needleworks, but still goes down to Bradley. It's close. I don't care that Fake God died. Fake God, again, like, wins in the game with that play. Nice. Love to hear the folks meeting up in the chat. Again, I think that was a really good engagement from Tomio. I thought that was a good play. ready. Break my heart. All right, Mir can't walk into that side of the jungle. Again, I thought this is the most Doom game. Like, I think it's draft for TL. I think Swain makes this really hard. Like, Draven to get ahead. He's down a full item at this point. It's tough. Bradley's like the one thing that can kind of save things. And Bradley is thick, but I don't think I don't think Bradley like even clears this right. Like Swain and Zeri are both champs. Like if you don't kill them in the first rotation of spells, it gets tough to deal with. And when TL gets behind, they just don't have the burst to deal with anyone. So I'm gonna put my face back up. Yoopsh. Map is C9 still. I pretty much just like the only play that existed for TL was to play through Bradley. Kimmy just dies again. Leona's so hard to play. A, from behind, then B, in a rylized Swain. You're just free food for that champ. Hey, Cubby, do you think Dixie wins spring? I don't know. When he picked Kassadin, I didn't like the Kassadin pick. Yeah, I didn't like the Kassadin pick. I thought they should have played early game against you guys in that draft. It worked out, but I did not like the Kassadin pick. Yeah. I knew you were going to take Demolish. Or I figured you would take Demolish and then get the turret, but... Alright. This was the fight where you can see how good Swain is. This was fun. Okay, so, again, Bradley's the strongest person on the map. Bradley just got a solo turret. It's 6k gold. They see Shroud being burned, and so there's TP. Double TP that comes in. I think this fight's good for C9. Like, this is a good setup. Zeyzal tries to guess a Bradley juke and misses. And Bradley lives forever, but watch Swain in this fight. Swain just goes off. I'll slow it down a little bit. I really like how Diplex played this. He just literally stands here, and TL cannot move. And Tomio, like, solo zones out Arrow. It's like Arrow just has to run away. And Tomio just runs at Arrow. And again, Arrow cannot do shit. By the way, Cubby, any tips to someone who wants to get started into casting League? Yeah. Good question. Get a friend, find a league, and just do it for free. And just get reps in. All right, Arrow gets E'd here by Swain. I'll talk about this actually right when this game wraps. How about that? This game's about to wrap. So Arrow dies. This game, again, pretty over. Bradley tries the Thanos here, and he gets stuck in the Shroud. Yeah, Cassante gets him. Diplex goes down, but yeah, Diplex was really big this game. Swain pick was so good. Again, like if Swain gets behind early, he can get like one tapped and be like piss useless. But the fact that C9 got Swain out was really good, and the champ becomes Thanos. Everyone has to jump in. It's against two immobile carries. It's big. So yeah. All right. Real quick before we get into this draft. All right, getting in the casting league. YouTube, this is why you join the stream. What I did, I worked all the Scouting Grounds games. Now I got lucky because like I got really lucky because like I was GM at the time. And I just said, like, I sent in, like, a game of me cover casting. It was like, hey, I'm GM. I coach. This is a cast of mine. And it was good enough where I could just kind of do the Scouting Grounds level. Usually you kind of have to, like, work your way up there. The reason I say grab a friend and just do a league, because it's fun with a friend. If you guys want it, like it, want to push each other to get better, I think it's a good motivation. And then the league gives you reps. And I think reps are really important for this. So, yeah, I mean, just, like, find a friend. Like, you know, you can cast over like, any game, any VOD. Just, like, go for it. Like, tell each other, like, hey, what was good, what sucked. Just work on it. And the way like I view it, like creative process a lot, it's like, you gotta like filter a lot of shit out before anything like gets good. And so I think that like making sure you're just doing it and getting a lot of shit out is really important because you're not gonna have good casts for a while. And like once you do feel like you have good casts, like then you'll be like, oh okay, like you know I get better like you know like a couple weeks, like a couple months later, and like hey I don't like this cast anymore, right? So yeah. Yeah, Aegis is pretty. Yeah, you can go check that out. Yeah, you'll cast lower tier games at the start. It'll be fun, but like I don't know. I think it's good. So, all right. That said, we're gonna hop back in. Here's the final draft. Okay, the reason I didn't like Cassinan is that I think like you want to jump into Ziggs, and this just means that Ziggs gonna take so many turrets early. Like this team comp should be up 4K gold like at 15 like to 18 minutes for sure. Like that is the lead I legitimately expect from this comp. Given like that there is a Ziggs in a Cassin, and once Ziggs gets out of lane, you can start rotating around. Also, I think that bot's a little bit hard to break. Things got a little bit funky this game. The way that C9 has to break this game is they have to break it through top with Jax and the GP. And I think Zeyzal has a massive game this game. Zeyzal plays really well in this game. I'll give Zeyzal a lot of credit. Because this game came down to the 4th Dragon fight. And I think Zeyzal did a lot of things early that set up C9 for success and really slowed down TL. All right, APA has to flash. That sucks. That's not good. All right, so they try and she's start. It is bot to top for each, so it's matched, not mirrored. Be casting this coming finals week in Raleigh. No, that's they. I'm not. I showed up in LCS once for 2 games, which is a lot of fun. Felt very lucky to be able to do that. Obviously, would love to do it again, but they got a great team over at LCS. They take care of all the games as always. So. Yeah, I don't know exactly. APA got to that state in the lane to drop the ward up by Raps. It made things a little bit funky around mid, but it was a good hover from Mir. And they actually, I love this play from Mir. This is so good from Mir and APA. Dude, Mir's a good player, man. Like, watch the shit. That's all. This is all it takes for Mir to just be like, all right, I'm just gonna flash E, and we just jam. And cast dies. So they get flash and TP out of casting early, which is nice. Really good play from Mir. That was really, really good from Mir. And then Kim gets solo killed here, which is a bummer. I think he took too much damage in that last trade. Just didn't set up well enough for this one. Yeah. I mean, it did come down to fourth drag. I really like this play from... Like, this is good from Tomio. Bradley getting out here was big. Because he gets the kill, so he actually gets to match the Sheen from Fake God, which was really important. And then that does give Mir the ability to... He saw how many camps that Tomio had in the buffs, so he can walk in and take Raps. He knows that. That's fine. It's nice. Small win. Ooh. 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 It was a really good setup. So, I mean, this is partly opened up by the kill that C9 had on the bot side, because Zeyzal can walk up here first. Because, like... Actually, hold on. There was a replay. I didn't see exact... I guess Kim... Alright, so Kim was gray screened. So Kim was hovering mid to give APA a plate. And while that goes on, Zeyzal does work his way top, and they just get a rinse and repeat on the Bradley, which is really big. So again, I think the way that you can break this is by getting Jax far ahead enough where you can actually deal with GP. And I really like the revisit here for the Jax, because then Bradley has to walk back. Up my anchor down. All right.
Holy shit, he's hot.
Greg, 37 months, legend. Thank you, Mr. DePace. Oh my god. What's up, boss? Good to see you, buddy. We had some interesting games today. Some okay games. I mean, I don't think that C9 should have been fighting that drag, and Mir's so far ahead at this point. It's a really big game for Mir already. Oh my god, dude. We were sitting on the cast, just like, all right, we know they're defending against first brick, but like this is just weird, you know? Because that is what happens. It was indeed funny / weird. This is another. I like this from Mir. Again, they like have Jax is forced to overextend on this wave. Mir just showing up here. Like Jax is already half health, and because Kim's already up here too, this just is free riff. So again, first two neutrals go over to TL. TL played well around the early objectives, I think, consistently all game. And again, this is something that C9. It's not their strength as a team. It hasn't been. Like I favored TL's early games coming into this, but Dig is the best early game team that we have, so they definitely have to worry about it tomorrow. All right, this is where things get funky. All right, so APA goes down, he overextends there, and then lost 1v2, just pretty big. It's like Arrow, he is able to stay for this, but he has to reset after. But that mid turret is so low that it just goes over to, like, it goes over to TL eventually, and Zeyzal and Tomio defend this shit to the end of their days. It is, I think, 2.5 minutes of 3v3 mid. All right. Bradley trades flash for flash. Not worth against Jax, but it was close. TP is about to be up for Fake God. If TP was not up, I think that trade's good for Bradley because of that. I think it's just okay. Now, he will have TP advantage over Jax, which is nice. Or you can just match TPs here in a sec, but yeah. All right, so again, all right, 10-15. I think mid turret falls like 12:30, 12:45. I mean, Ziggs is like 3 autos and a W away from taking it, so again, this is pretty big. All right, we're still 3v3ing mid. Kim goes down. It was kill for Zeri, though, and then kills for support, and they get Herald down, so I think this is still worth for TL. And then we have more mid. 2v2. Trial by fire, though, is applied to Jax, so Bradley wins out of the 1v1 top. I mean, yeah, throwing down. And finally, 13 minutes in, there is a mid turret cracked. So again, that's why I didn't like to cast and pick that much. Like you do just lose mid in this matchup, especially so much is committed there. Ziggs has too much push. All right, here's the 1v1. Wait for my fears to dry. What the? Hold on. Hold on. You know what? I would put Ziggs bot here. Like, there isn't a TP, but like, at least Ziggs could kind of contest the wave. I know the ults it here, which is still fine. But like, at least Arrow gets the gold next P. And I think Ziggs can actually stay there and live. He had flash too. Maybe he protects that tower. Because I think Herald was being sacked anyway. And again, Ziggs can't walk up and ult. And this is really nice from C9 again. Just overstaying another wave. Again, if that tower's still up, then this play's not available. Arrow goes down. Well played, C9. This is big. They just give the gold to Ziplex. But now there's an answer. And Mir goes down. So again, it's like this is TL playing a little bit too far up. Like, I think the TP from Diplox is one thing, but this play is not doable. Like, from this angle, like throwing things in the fake guy, he's level 11. He's got Counter Strike. Just chip away with Ziggs. Let Ziggs walk up if anyone. So that's definitely TL playing a little bit too fast. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is at all. That was a long-range parlay, baby. All right, so it's mid control. It's 4 mid for TL, and then they just had Zig shove bot. So again, free drag. C9 seeds this for gold on Cassidon. C9 actually, I noticed C9 does this a lot. They will seed shit to feed Diplex in particular gold. They did this game one with the Vigar. They're doing it here with the Cassidon. Like, they lose shit for it, but it was a decent attempt on the Diplex. It probably has flash there. I think an auto Q on the Diplex, they actually get him. But not the case. Diplex did have flash too, but still. Fix it. Something's missing, and I don't know what it is. And I don't know what it is. Something's missing. Oh. You're not eating junk food anymore. How dare a good-looking girl went to Chick-fil-A and add, not acceptable. They must drink dirt now. Guitar, microphone, messages waiting on me when I come home. Alright, so I mean C9 they can't dive Ziggs. Or they decide not to try. Alright, spin it away from drag. Here comes the game. Cassian gets 2 levels off this fight, so this really is the game. So remember game 1, we talked about how C9 didn't ward behind them for the Baron play, and then they didn't leave pit. This game, TL didn't, like, they did ward behind them, but they allowed C9 too much time to set up and collapse. Because I think bot wave was part of the problem. But I think the real issue is, like, they just get stuck here. So they try and pull the dragon up, but they just get collapsed on like every side. I think what TL needs to do here is they just need to pick a side. And they can't, like, like, you can't really pick Cassidy. But, because he has stopwatch and you're Cassidy with flash stopwatch. And then Fake God is also, like, Sojin Jax. I don't know exactly what the solution is here. So if you go on the Xayah side, then, like, you're running into all the feathers, right? So, I don't know. Maybe just, like, play to poke more before you actually start the dragon. Maybe just, like, take another mid wave and force them to respond to that. I think that's actually the move. Because, like, this starts the fight is just way too good. And this fight goes way too fast. Arrow is just not able to auto in this fight. Okay. I actually think the issue is that Arrow vaults here. Arrow doesn't need to vault here. And so Arrow just doesn't auto at all. Arrow got 2 autos off this fight. Yeah. That was bad. I think if Arrow doesn't vault here, I mean, it's Zazel and Fake God. Like, yeah, Fake God can tap him. But if you can save vault at least and kite down the fight. I think if they count down the fight, it's actually playable because, like, they had barrels and then Ziggs is dead. But actually, honestly, it might be valuable to pick up stopwatch instead of it's 1900. Would you buy APA? Should you buy Dark Seal? Could you not get a stopwatch if you're still here? I need this to stopwatch for this fight. Yeah, I think need the stopwatch. You had 1900, and then you could just sell ring. Yeah. His APA flashes into Fake God with not alt. And then Arrow only autos twice. So just not enough damage from the 2 carries. Dipbox dances around the barrel. That's GG's. It's pretty tough. Because Dipbox literally hits 16 off this in Baron. And the TP. And they get Arrow. So there's 16. And now the game's fucked. Like, casting 16 did fuck the game. Because now you can actually play around barrels and Ziggs. Yep. Cassidy, hooray. Still the same champ always. No matter what the numbers are. It's just, numbers are, can we get it out of here or can we not? Footsteps down the hall. Wrong it all. And now it's just Boon's tower defense. And, like, Ditbox is 16, so they can't make poison him in the side. Like, the only lockdown they have is Rakan, and that takes a flash against Caston. And he has Zanyas now to get around that, too, so it's, like, even out playable. It's really tough. The game is really playable until Cass gets 16, and then Jax wins side at this point. You're not as valuable in fights, but you do win sides. So it's really hard for TL. The game kind of wraps up with that drag. I think C9 still makes really good angles. They have really good fight setups. And if you make any mistakes, especially on the map, like overextending, C9 will punish. It's just, their early game macro is like, eh. Like, they definitely play for lanes. I don't think they care as much about, like, early drags. They want their laners to be set up for success. Like, they'll drop shit to get to later stages where they know they're good. And I think that kind of hurts them. Especially against Dig. Like, Dig plays early games really well. Oh. I thought I was done with the ads. Why am I getting an ad for the World Tour of Vampires? I'm actually glad I streamed earlier, too. Not that my voice is, like, in trouble or anything, but it is my last day tomorrow. And my voice is, between doing the VOD reviews and all the casts and some other stuff, I'm ready for taking it a tad easy on the voice, a day or two. Oh, the afternoon instead. Alright, so, again, just checking all the boxes. I got Baron. They do need a Baron to finish against Ziggs, for sure. Like, Ziggs still clears pretty well. Ziggs just slows down the game so much. Again, that is, like, one of the nice parts about playing Caston into the Ziggs, is that if you don't lose your entire map too fast, then you do get time to scale, because you can play in sides, and Ziggs cannot deal with you in sides at all. But early game's so hard. Because Ziggs should murk you. And, or not, like, solos and everything like that, but they should murk your turrets. All your turrets. And that's the series. All right. I think my prediction for tomorrow is probably Dig 3-2. I'll give C9 another game. I think that Dig, like, also Dig's a team, like, they'll lose themselves, as in, like, they'll lose themselves in the sense that, like, they'll pick early game and, like, not hit it, right? And, like, Dig's okay with that. Like, they are actually 100% okay with that. Which I respect. I think that's, like, definitely a part of Dig. But, yeah, I think it's Dig 3-1.